Good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton, and this is Alive at 5 on WBON TV 9, where every local story starts. Here are some of our top headlines for the day. An overnight fire in Estill County. We've got the details on that. Plus, Winchester police capture a wanted man and a missing Florida teen may be in Kentucky. We're going to take a look at the weather with Sam and your sports report, as always, with Michael Watkins. It's coming up today live at 5, but first, in our WBON TV big story of the day, an overnight fire in Estill County has left 2 people dead. The fire reportedly started around 1:30 this morning at a home on Cherry Street in Irvine. A neighbor reported the fire after reported hearing an explosion and saw flames coming from that home. When fire crews arrived at the home, that's when they say they found a man and woman dead inside that house, now identified as Christopher Pup, age 52, and Melissa Neal, 40, both of Irvine. The home has been deemed a total loss, and the cause of the fire is under investigation. The Irvine Fire Department was assisted on scene by the Estill County Fire Department, the Hargett Fire Department, the Irvine Police Department, and the Estill County EMS. This is a developing story. Of course, we'll have more as it becomes available. Well, Jimmy Baker, who was wanted by authorities in connection with a crash in Powell County, was apprehended by Winchester police Thursday morning. The crash, which occurred on Wednesday night near Powell Road off Kentucky 82, resulted in injuries. Following the incident, Baker fled the scene. Winchester police received information on Thursday morning regarding Baker's whereabouts within the city. Detectives, with the assistance of the Patrol Division, located and apprehended Baker without incident. In addition to the outstanding parole violation warrant, Baker has been charged with aggravated trafficking of fentanyl greater than 28 grams stemming from the incident on Thursday morning. Baker is currently incarcerated in the Clark County Detention Center. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is seeking Kentuckians' help in locating 16-year-old Colin Kirk, who's been missing from Hastings, Florida. Authorities believe Colin may have traveled to Kentucky, specifically the Wallens Creek area of eastern Kentucky, following his disappearance. Colin was last seen in his backyard area around 6:30 p.m. on January the 3rd while tending to his family's dogs. While home security footage captured him in the backyard, his subsequent movements remain unclear. Colin is described as 5 foot 4 inches tall, weighing 125 pounds, with brown eyes and brown hair. You can see a couple of good pictures there up on the screen. Anyone with information regarding Colin's whereabouts are urged to contact the NCMEC at 1-800-843-5678 or the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office in Florida. That phone number, 904-824-8304. Lexington police are investigating an armed robbery that happened early this Thursday morning. Reportedly, the crime occurred just before 3 a.m. at a speedway on Nicholasville Road. Police say that 3 suspects forced employees to give them money and then ran. Officials say no one was injured and the suspects have not been identified. If you have any information regarding the robbery, you are asked to contact the Lexington Police Department, 859-258-3600. You can also always submit an anonymous tip to Bluegrass Crime Stoppers, 859-253-2020, or by using their app. The 3rd arrest has been made in connection to a January 11th shooting death of Christopher Lester, 42, in the Steele community of Pike County. Michael Shortridge, 25, was arrested Wednesday and charged with murder. According to police, Shortridge initially stated he witnessed Michael Brown shoot Lester multiple times. However, in a follow-up interview, Shortridge admitted to shooting Lester once, claiming he acted under duress from Brown. Michael Brown and Anthony Browning were previously arrested and charged with murder and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Shortridge is currently being held at the Pike County Detention Center. Well, over in Fayette County, a retrial of a Lexington murder case began Wednesday, several years after the trial ended. 8 years ago, Carol Ann Hignite was reportedly charged with the murder of her husband, Leon. Back then, Hignite claimed that he had died after injuring himself during a fall in the bathroom at the home. When the trial ended in a hung jury, Hignite was set free. However, during the trial, the Commonwealth's attorney said that the injuries were a result of Hignite beating Leon with a hammer. Reportedly, pictures from the bathroom showed a room so small that, according to investigators, it would be impossible for the head to receive multiple injuries from only falling to the floor. Former Lexington detective Robert Wilson, who worked the case in 2017, also testified in court Wednesday. The defense counsel is reportedly maintaining Hignite's original claim. If found guilty, Hignite could face a decades-long sentence. Well, good news for 3 eastern Kentucky counties. Governor Andy Beshear has announced the communities have received funding for water infrastructure. The city of Jackson will get $4.8 million for a study to prevent future flooding. Another $3 million will be used to replace water lines along Quicksand Road. Letcher County will get $4.2 million to replace more than 8,000 feet of water lines and 2 pump stations. The city of Jenkins gets $5.2 million to also conduct a study about preventing future flooding, as well as $1.4 million to improve the city's wastewater treatment plant. Good news for those eastern Kentucky counties. Well, on Wednesday, Lexington police arrested 3 people in connection to a November shooting. The shooting, which occurred on Shenway Road, resulted in the death of 35-year-old Gregory Williams of Warren, Michigan. Officials say that the 3 suspects, 22-year-old Yazray Collins, 20-year-old Jeremiah Mitchell, and 24-year-old Alexa Compton, have been charged in connection with Williams' homicide. Collins was arrested by Ohio State Highway Patrol in December and faces a complicity to murder charge and is awaiting extradition to Fayette County. Mitchell was arrested on January the 10th by the U.S. Marshal Service and is facing charges of murder, 4 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment, and second-degree criminal mischief. He is currently awaiting extradition to Kentucky from Michigan. Lexington police arrested Compton Wednesday and was charged with complicity to murder, among other unrelated charges. Well, Kentucky is currently experiencing a surge in respiratory illnesses with high levels of flu, RSV, and COVID-19 circulating within the state. According to the CDC, Kentucky is one of only 5 states currently reporting very high levels of acute respiratory illness activity. While local hospitals are experiencing increased patient volumes, they maintain sufficient capacity to care for patients. Influenza appears to be the most prevalent virus currently. Vaccination is emphasized as the best preventative measure. Health officials advise practicing good hygiene, such as frequent hand washing and covering coughs and sneezes. They also recommend improving indoor air quality by opening windows when you can, circulating air with fans or furnaces, or using air purifiers. It is anticipated that the current surge in respiratory illnesses may begin to subside within the next week or 2. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Much warmer out there today, but I think it's going to be short-lived. We've got Sam in the Weather Center coming up next here, live at 5.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Stihl in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Are you tired of the same food options when you're trying to decide what's for dinner? Let Mammut Bar and Grill in Richmond ease that burden. Their one-of-a-kind menu offers fine Mexican options, plus burgers, a large selection of sandwiches and wraps, pasta, steaks, seafood, and a full list of appetizers. You can please everyone on your guest list with a trip to Mammut Bar and Grill, located in Richmond at 2187 Lexington Road, across from Whitehall Elementary School.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow!
It's time to winterize your home, and Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration is here to make sure that your home is ready for when the snow and everything that comes with this time of year finally makes it our way. Call today and schedule a free inspection and consultation with an honest source that is willing to make sure you get what you need. Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration. Like them on Facebook or visit KentuckyRoofWorks.com for more information.
Welcome back to Alive at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. We've had some very cold temperatures. Look like we're going to get a small warm up before some rain moves in. We've got Sam in the Weather Center with all of the details.
Hi, thanks, Grenalyn, and welcome everybody. Hey, we're looking ahead now finally to the weekend. It's going to be a lovely start to things. As we head through our Friday, we're actually going to warm up a little bit. We'll have a brief warm up, a chance for a few drips out here, and I mean just maybe some sprinkles or drizzle even, as we head into Saturday, and then possibly change it over to some snow flurries, maybe enough to coat the roadways by Sunday morning. As cold air begins to move in Sunday, and then turning bitter cold primarily Monday and Tuesday of next week, we could have wind chill values dropping just below 0 here by Monday morning. We'll be around 25 degrees though out the door in Richmond, 27 in Irvine. And looking at pretty quiet weather out there. We'll see some sunshine here for the beginning of the weekend. Berea at 45, Lancaster 44, Danville 45 degrees. A beautiful afternoon. Here's the surface map on our Friday. Again, we've got all these cold fronts way up here. That's going to usher in some of that colder air, but still first, you got a warm front and a little disturbance that's going to move in from the southwest, spreading some moisture up here by Saturday. Again, just a few drips. Doesn't look like we're going to get too much out here as we head into Saturday evening. Again, can't rule out a shower, but by and large, I think we'll just have some light drips out there, maybe picking up 1/10 of an inch of rainfall Saturday late. See the temperatures over the next 5 days, how they begin to drop. We're at 24 Sunday, 12, only this is for a high temperature on Monday and Tuesday. Now we factor in a little puff of wind, and of course the morning temperature is even colder than that, and we get below 0, you see, especially on Monday morning, and then Tuesday up to 0. So some improvement, I suppose. You see the overnight lows dropping down into the single digits. Again, light snow or flurries, less than 1/2 inch Sunday morning, but enough to coat the roads on your place to worship. So be aware of that. Some slick spots out there and brutally cold temperatures. It finally looks like it might warm up towards the end of the week. Grenalyn, back to you.
Thanks, Sam, for that forecast. Of course, you can find that up anytime on our Facebook page and our website, WBONTV.com. Lexington Fayette Health Department has issued a rabies alert for residents in the Stone Creek Willow Oaks neighborhood after a skunk found in that area tested positive for the virus. While there's no evidence the skunk had contact with any neighborhood animals, the health department is urging pet owners to ensure their pets are up to date on rabies vaccinations. Signs have been posted in the affected neighborhoods to inform residents. Anyone with concerns or questions can contact the health department at 859-252-12 2371. Speaking of wildlife, coyote mating season in Kentucky is just about upon us, generally beginning between late January and early March. During this time, coyote activity may increase as they establish territories and search for mates. This heightened activity can pose a potential risk to outdoor pets. Coyotes are opportunistic predators and may target small pets like cats and small dogs, especially if they perceive them as an easy meal. Here are some tips to protecting your pets during coyote mating season. Supervise outdoor pets. Never let small pets roam freely outdoors unsupervised, especially at dawn and dusk when coyotes are the most active. Bring pets indoors if possible. Keep pets indoors, especially at night. Secure outdoor enclosures. Ensure that fences are secure and tall enough to prevent coyotes from accessing pet areas. Bury fencing a few inches underground to prevent digging. Remove attractants. Avoid leaving pet food or water outside, as this can attract coyotes to your property. Make noise. Loud noises such as shouting or the use of a car horn can deter coyotes. And it should be noted that you should never approach a coyote if one is in the area. Stand tall, wave your arms, and make a lot of noise. That's the best way to get rid of coyotes. Well, Monday, Lexington city officials released guidance on the disposal of storm debris and on updated trash collection. Officials say that residents with curbside waste collection can leave yard waste and trees for pickup at the curb. The release provided the following instructions for debris removal. Stack your debris between the sidewalk and the curb, never in the street. If you have trees and branches set out to the curb, call LexCall at 311. Or enter a service request online. This will help us complete additional pickups as soon as possible. The maximum length of debris the city can pick up is 12 feet. Branches and trunks cannot be more than 16 inches in diameter. Unbundled yard waste will be collected curbside until February the 28th. After that, sticks and branches must be bundled with twine before being put out to the curb. Lastly, bundles should be less than 4 feet long and weigh less than 50 pounds. Also, all Fayette County residents can bring 2 pickup truck loads free worth of yard waste to the Haley Pike Waste Management Facility at 4216 Hedger Lane each month free of charge. Residents whose trash carts were missing last week were asked to leave them at the curb until they have been emptied. If by Wednesday your trash cart has not been collected, you're asked to report it, the missed pickup, by 311 or by going online to lexingtonky.gov/LexCall. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Michael Watkins coming up next with your latest sports report.
The EKU men's and women's basketball teams are both looking to stake their claim as the top team in the Atlantic Sun Conference, and WBON TV is excited to bring you live, free over-the-air coverage of Colonels basketball. Select games are set to air free over-the-air on WBON TV, including 5 big conference games for both the men and women. For a complete list of games or to learn more about how you can watch, visit the WBON TV Facebook page or WBONTV.com. Sponsored by Chenault Vineyards, Kentucky Public Service Commission, the City of Richmond, Botany Bay, and Davis and Hammond PSC.
Discover the hometown difference at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky. Family owned and operated for 60 years, we're dedicated to providing outstanding customer service and a welcoming atmosphere. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle and keep it running smoothly. Take a look at our new and quality pre-owned vehicles at jackburford.com.
Estill County EMA CSEP is a huge asset to those in Estill and surrounding counties. CSEP in Estill County has partnered with Everbridge to bring you alert and notification services that will allow you to maintain your contact info and ensure you receive alerts for locations in Estill County that are important to you. For more information and to register your device, visit EstillCountyEMA.net. You can also stay up to date with your county by following Estill County EMA CSEP on Facebook, helping you stay safe at home.
today.
Hey y'all, it's Sawyer.
And Gus and Petey.
From Hickson Punson, Kentucky Lawyers.
Sawyer, can I ask you a question? If size matters, why did David beat Goliath?
That's because it's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters, it's the size of the fight in the dog. If you've been hurt in an accident and want local lawyers who will fight for you, call Mr. Josh Nydad again.
Call 859-777-7000 or visit honestdealers.com.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
Hey Madison County, did you know Berea Ace Hardware is more than just a hardware store? Berea Ace Hardware carries the top brands like Skag, Echo, Steel, Spartan, Toro, Bentelli e-bikes, Wolf brand scooters, Trailmaster go-karts, and Red Cat Racing RC cars. Check us out at BereaAce.com. We sell fun at Berea Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The EKU men's basketball team is back on the road tonight as they face longtime rival Austin Peay. The Colonels are coming off a loss at home to Jacksonville from over the weekend, but the good news is the team was back at home, something A.W. Hamilton is very grateful for as his team heads deeper into conference play.
We kind of got to go in there as it was progressing, and so we kind of got to be part of it. But then we didn't go in for a while.
Okay.
So because I wanted it to be surprised, or I wanted that moment too. And when our guys got to go in there for the first time, especially our guys that have been here, that knew what it was like before.
Right.
Just to see their faces when they saw the players' lounge, and we got a huge players' lounge.
Yeah.
It's massive. And then they got their own locker room. So there's space that we have, and they were blown away. And then we have obviously our own film room. So, and then our new guys, which I give them a lot of credit. Like when we brought them on campus, I couldn't get in the arena. I
didn't have that to show them,
couldn't show them the arena. We showed them the OSTC and basically told them like what we're getting ready to go through. That our first 15 games are going to be outside of our building. We're going to be traveling all over the country. And you know, they weren't caught up in facilities. They wanted to be part of our program and our culture. So to see the excitement for them, they finally got to see the arena and be in the lounge and the locker room, the film room. It was pretty exciting.
Do you have any input on any of that stuff, like what the locker room might look like, what the players' lounge might look like? Did you have any input on what you wanted it to look like?
Well, we got to meet with the architects and and when they were designing everything. And one of the things, because we have our own coaches' locker room.
Yeah, I saw the sauna in there, by the way. I mean,
I asked for that, and they did it.
I saw that.
We were like, it was one of the early meetings, and I was like, we don't really need 2 showers. Why don't we do a shower and a steam room? And their engineer was
It's a great idea.
He was like, we could probably do that.
That is like the fastest growing thing ever is steam rooms and saunas. People are getting them in their homes now.
I go to the YMCA every single day. My motivation is that steam room.
Yeah.
That's what motivates me to go every single day.
Yeah. It's supposed to help your muscles and development, recovery.
It's so relaxing and refreshing. It's worth it.
Yeah, I walked in there and they said, this is AW's steam room. And I'm like, man, he's special. You got your own steam room. That's pretty nice.
Put his name up above it.
I'm proud of that steam room. I'm really proud of it.
We know if you don't ask for it, you don't get it. So you got to ask.
The worst they can say is no, right? That's the worst thing they could say.
That's right.
So you got it done. When you look at the games, you talked about the win on Thursday, the loss on Saturday. When you're in league play, you play Thursday and then you play Saturday, especially when you're on the road. Now, being at home is different, obviously, but the travel, I mean, you're basically playing another game in less than 48 hours, essentially. So talk about what you can do as a team to help in that recovery process with that quick turnaround, especially on the road.
Well, it's everybody goes through it. So
That's true.
You can never use that as an excuse.
Yeah.
But, recovery starts right when the game's over. We have a process, and then we have a great trainer. We have a new trainer who does a phenomenal job. He starts the recovery process with them right after the game. If we're on the road, we utilize the indoor pool at the hotel.
Okay.
We'll get them in there. Then we'll do yoga on Friday morning before we travel. And Steve Lepore does that. So we got a little process. Then we always lift weights on that Friday. We do a recovery lift. So we always have to find the right hotels that have all those amenities.
Another good week for George Kimball III. And I remember talking to you before the season started. He was one of the guys that you pointed out. And he is electrifying. I mean, the kid just – it seems like he just goes on these spurts where he's making steals, assists, obviously with points. He's had a couple of big dunks. I remember watching some of the big dunks he had over at Berea College. Is he having the type of season that you expect him to have, or has he kind of exceeded what you thought he could do?
No, he's doing what we thought he would do for us. Yeah. Now, obviously, I can't say that I thought he was on average 29 points a game.
Predict the future.
But he's special. He's special. I remember at Media Day, we talked about last year our team that Isaiah Cozart was the anchor to our defense, and we had an anchor on the back line. And I talked about this year, we're a little bit different. We have an anchor on the front.
Yeah.
George Kimball is one of the best defenders in the country. He's third in the country in steals. And, I mean, he is his instincts are incredible. And offensively, the thing I love about him is how he's matured so much this year.
Yeah.
He has grown. He's like night and day from where we started to where we are right now. And that is a credit to him, because we watch film. He and I watch film after every single game. In the preseason, we watch film after every single practice. He wants to be so good. I mean, he's got that drive and that passion, and he's already got a high basketball IQ.
Yeah.
Like, he's got an unbelievable feel out there. So, he's continuing to grow, and, like, the best is yet to come. It's like that flurry that happened on Saturday was magical, and he does that day in, day out. And there'll be a lot more than that. His best basketball is way ahead of him.
When inclement weather hits the greater Richmond area, you can count on Richmond's very own WBON TV9 news team. Continuing news team coverage of traffic alerts, power outages, road conditions, and traffic impacts like accidents or downed trees. Accurate forecast, watches and warnings, local cancellations and delays, and official information from emergency management and the National Weather Service. Be sure to like and follow WBON TV on Facebook for breaking news, alerts, watches, and warnings, and log on to WBONTV.com for all the news on your schedule. Count on WBON TV9 and our media partners 100.7 FM The Coyote for outstanding team coverage when you need it most. Thanks for watching Richmond's very own Channel 9.
When the awful Michigan weather makes its way down I-75, you want your vehicle ready for anything. Holland Sons Auto Care knows there's no good time to break down, but especially when it's ice cold outside. So get that preventative maintenance taken care of at Holland Sons on North Keeneland Drive in Richmond. Holland Sons works on the smallest repairs all the way up to major engine work, and they can work on Chevy, Mercedes, and everything in between. So no need to take your German car up to Lexington to overpay. When Holland Sons is just off exit 90 in Richmond, call 859-626-7695 for Holland Sons Auto Care.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
And at the half, EKU leads state 21-7.
I love the way these look. Thanks.
Yeah, go Colonels.
Is it here? Hey, Coach, it's right here, but shouldn't you be at the game? Carry your favorite team with you everywhere you go with the new EKU branded debit card from CG Bank. No matter what season it is, always show your Colonel pride.
Has anyone seen Coach?
Thanks so much for joining us here today. We will be right back tomorrow. We'll have more news, weather, and sports as we get that another weather system moving into the area. We'll keep you up to date on that. Have a wonderful night. And of course, I'll see you here tomorrow live at 5.